Right now it's 6. A new report says a resident of an assisted living facility in Winona died because of neglect. And a $6.2 million animal shelter is set to open their doors in July.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. One person is dead after a head-on crash in Trempealeau County that closed Highway 53 for 2 hours. The crash happened near the town of Pigeon Falls. An SUV heading north crossed over the center line and struck a red pickup truck. The two people in the pickup were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the SUV died at the scene. The crash is still under investigation. A resident of Winona's Watkins Manor died as a result of neglect. That's according to a report from the Minnesota Department of Health. The incident occurred last July. According to the report, a registered nurse decided to transfer a resident to a wheelchair despite that resident's weakness at the time. Following the transfer, the report says the resident was left unattended and fell from the wheelchair and hit her head. When staff came back, they found her on the floor. She was sent to the hospital where she later died from blunt force trauma to the head. Watkins Manor falls under the umbrella of Winona Health. In a statement, Winona Health tells News 8, quote, "Based on the investigation and findings, we firmly disagree with this determination and are appealing it." We have the full report on our website, news8000.com. An Onalaska man is in custody following an undercover operation. According to police, Palubiki contacted a police investigator who was posing as a child online. On April 11th, the 56-year-old drove to a meetup location where he was taken into custody. He's charged with attempted second-degree sexual assault of a child, use of a computer to facilitate a sex crime, and possession of meth. The investigation was a coordinated effort from the Coulee Region Children's Internet Protection Task Force that includes 7 law enforcement agencies. We have new information tonight regarding a missing teenager from Eau Claire. During the investigation into 16-year-old Colin Robadic's whereabouts, police say they found a note from Colin stating his intention to voluntarily leave home. His parents say this behavior is not like him, and they are concerned about Colin's recent statements of unease over stress he was experiencing. Colin was last seen riding a dark gray Trek bicycle east on American Boulevard in Eau Claire. Police say next steps in the search will include canine tracking and aerial observation in hopes of finding Colin. Colin is 6'1" and 190 pounds. He has blonde hair and blue eyes and was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and carrying a black North Face backpack. Police are asking anyone with information on Colin's location to call Eau Claire PD at the number on your screen. Police have identified the man they say attacked 2 people on a Greyhound bus passing through Tomah this morning. Early this morning, Tomah police responded to reports of an incident on a Greyhound near 300 East McCoy Boulevard. When officers arrived, they say they discovered 2 passengers who had suffered injuries from an edged weapon. Both were treated and released. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office says 22-year-old Jaheim Dean of Chicago was arrested in the incident. He was booked in Jackson County Jail on battery-related charges. The case is still under investigation. In Milwaukee, an investigation is underway after additional human remains were found yesterday. Officials say a torso and an arm were found by a person walking along Lake Michigan Beach. Investigators suspect the remains are those of 19-year-old Sade Robinson, who they believe was murdered earlier this month. 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson, the man who allegedly killed and dismembered Robinson on their first date, is in custody facing homicide charges. Authorities will continue to search Lake Michigan for more on her remains and other evidence today.
Yeah, it definitely felt more like mid-March out there with the cloud cover, the colder temperatures, and even that wind. And if you look right now, these are the actual wind chill, kind of the apparent feel like temperatures in the 20s, even low 20s up to the north. We're around freezing. So once again, it's quite chilly out there, and these temperatures will result in some freeze issues later tonight once the winds die down, especially in those sheltered areas. We'll probably get back down into the upper 20s. Right now, the winds have dried off a little bit, but still we're getting 20 to 25 in exposed areas and higher elevations with some gusts, but that will start to change as we go throughout the evening. Still quite a bit of extensive cloud cover up to the north, even a few flakes of snow still flying just east of Eau Claire. That's been going on for several hours. Not to be much of anything, but still you're going to see some of that probably for a few more hours for La Crosse. Chilly evening, getting back down to the mid 30s with a wind still at west at 10, so that wind chill will probably be in the upper 20s. Same story for Eau Claire with the winds dropping back down to about 10, 36 degrees, on and off cloud cover 2. Then as we break down overnight, we're just going to see the cloud cover begin to decrease in a lot of areas as the temperatures begin to fall. But the cloud cover won't completely go away for areas up to the north as we get towards tomorrow morning. You'll wake up with partly cloudy skies. Temperatures once again upper 20s, low 30s for most locations, and we're going to result in a colder, not a colder, but still a chilly Saturday. We'll kind of break down later when we'll actually warm up, maybe Sunday, Monday, and the next chance of rain that'll be coming too. All that coming a bit later in the broadcast.
Okay, well, unlike you, I'm definitely regretting my outfit choice today. Thank you, Greg. After much anticipation, the Eau Claire County Humane Association's new $6.5 million animal shelter is complete. News 8 Now's Michael Germain got a sneak peek of the facility before its grand opening this summer.
Right behind me is the Eau Claire Community Humane Association. Now, construction on this project began in April of last year, but this new animal shelter will feature many new services that the previous one didn't have. The original Eau Claire Animal Shelter was built in 1998, but staff members realized they were slowly outgrowing the building. The new 15,000 square foot facility is right next to the former shelter and is 3 times the size. This state-of-the-art facility provides many upgrades for their furry companions.
Dogs have 2 different compartments for space. We have more exercise yards to allow the dogs space outside. The air filtration is great for the cats and small animals that we house.
Right now, the building is in phase 2 of construction, which consists of getting the concrete laid and finishing the parking lot and landscaping. Now, when this shelter is at max capacity, it will be able to hold about 100 animals. And officials tell me that they plan on opening this building sometime in July. Reporting in Eau Claire, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Michael. Students from Wisconsin universities experienced their own version of Shark Tank today. The WSIS Big Idea Tournament is an annual event offering aspiring entrepreneurs from Wisconsin universities the chance to pitch their business ideas, hoping to get funding. But it's not just about the money. All students participating got the chance to practice and fine-tune their pitches in front of an audience and engage with like-minded professionals.
Entrepreneurs are so incredibly important to the Wisconsin economy, and it's so great to see students all around the state willing to jump in and present their ideas, and I just can't wait to hear what they have to say.
The winner of the Big Idea competition will have the opportunity to present their pitch to a larger audience at the WSIS Spark Symposium taking place this July at UW Superior. Chaos erupts outside the courthouse as a man sets himself ablaze amidst Trump's hush money trial. With security on high alert, tensions rise as the case moves forward next week.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot in the summer, called TNT.
For the best seating and air conditioning guaranteed.
It's spring bonus season. Time to take control of your spring in a new Ford truck. Get started with exclusive spring bonus offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then own the season behind the wheel of your new Ford. Whether you're looking for power or capability, there's a Ford truck waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get in the driver's seat today. Get an F-150 XLT with 1.9% financing for 72 months, plus up to $2,000 spring bonus cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Here at the Y, we offer more than just a job. Experience the personal satisfaction that comes from nurturing the potential of youth and teens, improving our community's health and well-being, and providing support to our neighbors. Join us in this amazing work.
Witnesses described a horrific scene outside the criminal courthouse in Manhattan today, where they saw a man set himself on fire. It happened while court was in session for former President Trump's hush money trial. Bradley Blackburn reports from New York. A warning that the video in this story may be disturbing to some viewers.
Outside the courthouse where jury selection was being finalized in former President Trump's hush money trial, witnesses saw a man pour liquid over his head and set himself on fire.
The male, he takes a couple of steps while he's on fire, and then eventually falls onto a police barrier and falls down to the ground.
Officials rushed to extinguish the flames. The man was loaded onto a stretcher and taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Law enforcement officials say there is no ongoing threat to public safety.
And with the magnitude of what's going on around right here, we'll reassess our security with our federal partners.
The chaos added to an already tense scene in Lower Manhattan. Before heading into court, Trump railed against a gag order limiting what he can say publicly about potential witnesses.
The gag order has to come off. People are allowed to speak about me, and I have a gag order, just to show you how much more unfair it is.
Prosecutors accused Trump of already violating the order 7 times, and they'd like him fined. A hearing on that is set for next week. This week, lawyers chose 12 New Yorkers who will decide whether Trump falsified business records to hide an alleged affair ahead of the 2016 election. The jury includes 7 men and 5 women. Among them, a salesman, an investment banker, lawyers, and a speech therapist.
This jury is going to be in a fishbowl under a microscope. We will be watching their body posture, whether or not they're sighing, taking notes, rolling their eyes. Do they look bored?
Legal experts say this jury could be the most closely watched jury in history as they judge whether Trump is guilty on 34 felony counts. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Opening statements in this case are expected to begin Monday. Police say the burned man is 37 years old and from Florida, and that he was throwing pamphlets with conspiracy theory propaganda in the air before the incident. He's in the hospital in critical condition. A scavenger hunt with a green mission. Find out how you can join in on the Green Goose Chase.
Definitely freezing conditions here for the next several nights as temperatures dip back into the 20s in some areas, but we do have some milder temperatures eventually coming our way. I'll break down when to expect it and what next weekend looks like. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I remember coming home from school and pounding on the door, but my mother wouldn't answer. She'd be passed out inside. You know, my mother had a drug abuse problem. She struggled with addiction to prescription pills her whole life. But today with fentanyl, one pill, just one pill can kill. So I've worked with Republicans to stop the flow of fentanyl that's poisoning families across Wisconsin. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message. This fight hits close to home.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
College is more than the knowledge you gain. It's a place to cultivate your curiosity. It's where you explore the potential and what's next. It's where you find the tenacity to rise, rather than settle for good enough. It's a series of moments that add up to form your future self. It's where what you want is within reach, on your terms. It's where you find a career, not just a job. Western Technical College. Discover what you're made of.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're ready to build your dream yard or get out on the water, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like $5 off new Estate Premium 4-in-1 lawn treatment. Rewards members save an extra $5. These KT welding helmets, $69.99. Rain-X wiper blades, 20% off for rewards members. And rewards members save $130 on this Pelican kayak with paddle and car top carrier. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
A local game is teaching people how to adapt a greener lifestyle by going on a scavenger hunt. The Green Goose Chase is an app developed by the Sustainability Institute. The game takes participants on a scavenger hunt throughout La Crosse, and it has 13 missions that require going to different locations, taking pictures and videos, and texting in answers to questions along the way. By playing the game, participants are helping create a cleaner and healthier driftless region, even from their own backyard.
Half of our missions are focused here in the La Crosse area, meaning you're going to play them by getting out in our community and experiencing local sustainability solutions. The other half are play from anywhere, so you can play from your home or your backyard.
Now, the Green Goose Chase is free to play. The scavenger hunt started today and will end April 28th, giving you 10 days to complete the mission. Well, we definitely felt those colder temps today, and we've got a freeze warning tonight. Let's send it over to Greg to see how long that could last.
Yeah, we definitely have tonight, and we'll probably have more freezing temperatures once again tomorrow night. So protecting the vegetation over at least the next couple nights is going to be critical, and then we'll see some warming. But overall, big picture shows all the cloud cover of that system is pushed east, but we're still kind of in that rotation coming around it with that northwest flow. That's why we're still seeing some of the colder air, some of these systems come through with cloud cover. That will eventually change, but it's not going to change yet, probably until we get to past Sunday, and then we'll see another some changes going with the system that's really just starting to hit the Pacific Northwest. But for tonight, freezing temperatures, that'll be the same for tomorrow night. Chilly but breezy on Saturday, not quite as strong with the wind, and then Sunday looks the better of the 2 days with sunny skies. We kind of look at both areas for this weekend, timing that out. You can see barely getting up to about 50, a lot of areas mid-40s. The breezy conditions more or less for La Crosse, probably a little bit less wind up north toward Eau Claire. Still can see cloud cover and even a sprinkle or flurry for areas east, and then better the 2 days is Sunday, which we should get close to where we should be, which is around 60 with plenty of sun, but it will start off cold that morning too, with temperatures in the low 30s, upper 20s once again. For Earth Day on Monday, that looks actually better. We should be mid-60s, potentially upper 60s for some areas. We do have showers coming in, but that would be later in the day, probably towards the evening, so most of the day will be dry. Tonight, a few flakes of snow will continue for areas north of I-94, but everyone will start seeing a little bit less cloud cover overnight as you wake up. Still be some cloud cover out there. That northwest wind will continue probably 10 to 15, but you see temperatures around freezing or upper 20s. Then throughout the day tomorrow, we're going to see increasing clouds once again early in the morning to about noon to early afternoon. Can't rule out, once again, a sprinkle or flurry, probably north and east of the area, and this is probably overdoing what will actually reach the ground, but something to keep in mind of. Throughout the afternoon, we'll start seeing clearing skies towards the evening hour. Temperatures, once again, in the 40s, maybe a 50 out there, and then tomorrow evening should be clearing skies, lighter winds, but still temperatures pretty chilly for this time of year, 30s to low 40s, and then it'll be going to a cold start for your Sunday too. As we track out the winds, they're going to be pretty much 10 to 15 overnight. At least sheltered areas may get down to 5 to 10. And then tomorrow, a lot of the unsheltered areas, higher elevations, probably 10 to 15, with some areas that could get 15 to 20 for a brief amount of time. So breezy, but not quite as strong. And then they'll quickly die off going into a Saturday evening into Sunday morning too. So that's a good story. Won't be as much wind. Sunday, Looks really nice with plenty of sunshine. Then we're going to watch this next system come across. It's going to take its time to get here through Monday. Ahead of it should be fairly nice Monday, but then Monday afternoon or Monday evening into Monday night, we're going to have a front come through with showers, and then rain chances will probably increase Monday night into Tuesday. So that's our next chance. The good news is we'll be fairly nice for the Monday prior to that hitting here. But for tonight, we're going to see 20s in a lot of areas, low 30s, winds 10 to 15, so still kind of a chilly, cold night. Tomorrow, less wind, but still temperatures won't climb too much. Cloud cover early on in early afternoon, 40s, maybe a 50, and then clearing skies towards the evening. A cold start to Sunday, but we're actually going to see fairly decent conditions. Sunshine with around 60. Monday looks actually pretty nice for most of the day, and then the rest of the week after the rain stops, Tuesday looks okay, and then we might get actually 60, maybe a little warmer as go to next weekend.
But this is all still below average, right?
60 we should be. 61 right now is where we should be right now, at least for the lacrosse.
All right, getting back on track. All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, the Brewers are back on the road tonight to take on the Cardinals. Plus, the Logan track was full of athletes this afternoon for the ABC Invitational. Rob's got the highlights next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
We've all seen what's happening at our border. President Biden and Senator Baldwin's open border policy has brought more than 10 million illegal immigrants into our country. That's double the population of Wisconsin. Our country was already struggling to provide housing and health care to our citizens. And tragically, we're losing over 100,000 Americans a year to the drugs that pour over our open border. Their policy is wrong. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message, and I'll work to fix this problem.
There's no comfort like the comfort found in a Stressless, and now is the perfect time to get spring savings on the complete line of Stressless furniture, available only at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. You'll get $200 off all Stressless recliners, power recliners, and office chairs. Plus, receive $200 off per seat on sofa and sectional groups. That's a savings of $600 on a sofa. Just imagine the savings on your dream sectional. Stressless furniture designed with the most innovative comfort technologies. On sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
So, all of us are here to talk about trading. Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
You drive a hard bargain. Boom. Chocolate milk.
You don't have to trade.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
Okay.
Get $830 off any phone. No trade-in needed with any unlimited data plan.
You made a cow. Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving.
How about a more solid way to save?
I'm listening.
Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Logan's Julie Yang was one of the 38 area athletes who signed their letter of intent this past Wednesday. The senior will be headed to UWL to run track when her high school career is over, but Yang still setting records as a Ranger. Let's go to Logan High. Rangers hosting the ABC Invitational. Pick it up at the 100-meter dash, wind knocking me all over the place, but Yang not affected by it at all. The senior showing off the speed. Yang setting a new meet record as she takes first in 12.73 seconds. Boys' turn now. This was a battle. Two-man race down the stretch. Known as Evan Marood making a run for it, but the senior comes up 0.02 of a second short behind New Richmond's Tragan Tim. Great effort from those two. On the boys' 100-meter hurdles, this one tight too. DeForest's Luke Baird pulls ahead, finishes in first, but Logan's Chenwei Tao right behind him. He finishes in second at 17.13. Brewers are back on the road starting tonight. A 7-game road trip for the crew begins tonight in St. Louis against the rival Cards. Brewers salvaged the series finale against the Padres on Wednesday, snapping their 3-game skid in the process. Milwaukee breaking the scoreless tie in the 8th thanks to Blake Perkins. It was the only run of the game, but it was all the Brewers needed. A 1-0 win over San Diego. Brewers come into tonight 11-6 so far this season. It's early, but that's good enough for first place in the NL Central. First pitch tonight is at 7:15. As for the Twins, they're back in Minneapolis for a 7-game homestand that starts tonight. Minnesota beginning a 3-game set against Detroit. Hopefully for the Twins, being back in their home ballpark can get them back on track. Minnesota's dropped 4 straight, including a 3-game sweep by the Orioles in Baltimore over the weekend. Twins will hope to get back in the win column tonight. Joe Ryan gets the ball for Minnesota. Staying in Minnesota, big weekend in the Twin Cities, especially on the hardwood. First round of the NBA playoffs tipping off tomorrow, and the T-Wolves are on their home court to open up the postseason. Minnesota getting the 3 seed in the West. It's going to be a tough matchup right out of the gate. The Wolves get Phoenix in the first round. KD, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Should be a fun series in the Twin Cities.
It's already that time. It's playoff season.
It flies, and now we got this high school spring sports season.
Right, there's just so much going on. How do you keep track of all of it?
How are we here with the Taylor Swift album coming out? Like 32 songs.
I listened to, I listened to the first one. That's right. Did you listen to any of it?
A couple songs.
Couple of songs, yeah. They're okay. I got to listen to the second one to get a good review. Absolutely. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Join the conversation at facebook.com/news8000. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
At Ashley Spring Semi-Annual Sale, you can spring into savings with Hot Buy $7.99 and under. Plus, shop our Spring Sofa Sale with 0% interest until April 2029 on in-store purchases. Hurry in and meet the all-new Ashley today.
Got some good advice for you today. If a stranger calls you and tells you you've won a prize, or tells you you're in trouble with the law, or tells you that your grandson is in a Texas jail, hang up. You're being scammed. They're going to eventually ask you for money, and once you give them this money, it's gone. It's gone forever, and nothing can be done. So if you're ever tempted to give one of these folks money, call me, and I'll talk you through the scam, and let's save your money.
It's spring bonus season. Time to take control of your spring in a new Ford SUV. Get started with exclusive spring bonus offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then own the season behind the wheel of your new Ford. Whether you're looking for new adventures or dominating the day-to-day, there's a Ford SUV waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get in the driver's seat today. Now, get a new 2024 Ford Bronco Sport starting around $29,995. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Meet the all-new Ashley. Discover new styles in remodeled stores, offering everything you need to create inspired spaces. From our store to your door. The new Ashley. It's the love of home.
All right, the freeze advisory is out till tonight. Sheltered areas once get down into the 20s. We'll probably have another batch of those freezing warnings going into Sunday morning tonight. 30s, partly cloudy skies. It'll be quite chilly this evening and overnight. The winds will die off a little bit. Not much improvement in temperatures tomorrow. Less wind. Sunday looks the better of the day, and Monday for the most part not too bad either.
Okay, it is what it is, right?
It is, yeah.
Stay warm, everyone. We'll see you guys at 10.